Hello, my dear friends. It is a lovely day here in Windermere, Florida. It's about 70 degrees. Tomorrow morning is supposed to be one of our last cool days, and it's going down to 50, 51 degrees by Sunday morning. It's the 19th of February. So now you have my background. And December 1st, we started this nursery, and it only had 100 cocoons. That was it. There were no worms in it, just cocoons. And as you can see, it's just a shoebox. It was out in my garage, and I had tools in it, and I decided I was going to turn it into a nursery to see if I could get these cocoons to hatch. And so there were holes drilled in the top and little round holes on the side. I think it had plenty of air. I don't know if I really needed to give it that much. But the worms started to, by mid-December, I think we started to see a wisp or two. And it went on and on. And today is the 19th, so let's see, we had 60, almost 80 days here, or just at 80 days, for these worms to hatch. And so today I had the lovely pleasure of going through all of these castings and all of this bedding and pulling the little stinkers out one by one. And I still found probably about 20 cocoons. And as you can see, there's still just a little bit of bedding left. But this was coffee grounds, eggshells, strawberry tops, banana peels. I gave it a little bit of cornmeal as well. And I have to say, it feels a little sticky. I didn't give it really any, well, wait a minute, I take it back. I think at one point it felt pretty dry, and I gave it just maybe an ounce or two of rainwater that I just kind of drizzled over the top. And that was 80 days. So anyway, I went through and I counted, and I'm going to show you what I did. That's the worms. And I ended up, let me turn this over and see if I can get them to appear for you. That is 193 red wigglers. I didn't count anybody else. I didn't see anybody else. But you can still see that there are some cocoons. And there were probably about 20 cocoons left. But I thought out of 100 cocoons, to have gotten 193 worms and still have cocoons left was pretty good. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get everybody back in. It's kind of like getting the genie back in the bottle. Let's see if we can do that there. That's pretty good. Stay inside. Stay safe. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that I put part of it back in. I tried to fluff it all and put it back in. And I'm going to put probably the rest of it back in, and just leave it for maybe another week or so, and kind of filter through it again and see if I come up with anybody, because I find it hard to see everyone in unless they're moving. And with this paper, I think it's a small worm, and then I turn it to the side and realize it's paper and not, because if cardboard is still kind of like moving slowly. So I'm going to put it all back in there, and except the worms. And what I'm going to do with the worms is I'm going to build a bigger homemade worm bin by putting some holes in the top of, this is a Rubbermaid. I don't know if, would it tell me the size? No, I don't think it tells me the size anywhere. It just gives its old Rubbermaid, but I would guess that's probably 3 gallons, and it seems like a nice size to graduate everyone to. And I might end up taking the 100 adolescents and counting those and seeing how many. If I had 400 or 500 worms, I think they would probably work okay there. And they were all red wigglers, so I try to to me, that's all I should have. I don't know where I would get blue worms or anybody else in there, because I started out with 2,000 red wigglers thir- almost 13 years ago. So anyway, what I'm going to do is um, I'll have Rick do this for me. He has a, what are those things called when it's a circle cutter? You know what I mean. And I did the same thing. He did that for me here. And that's the size. That's perfect. And instead of doing it with netting, with this is screen, I think I get, if I see like little gnats and stuff, I think they're still getting through there. And this is in my house, so I really don't want that. I don't find them in my can of worms. I never have. But having this right off my kitchen, I only find maybe one or two. But I want to eliminate that. So what I found is this came, my sister gets a particular cosmetics, and it comes in a bag like this. Now, this isn't cotton, it's synthetic of some sort, and a nylon of some sort, and so I don't think the worms would be able to eat this. And so I'm going to cut this up, and whenever I make the holes, or Rick makes the holes, then I will use this fabric on there for the holes. And I don't know if you can see this, but I mean, you can see my fingers through it. And I don't think anybody's, can you see that? You see how small those holes are? I don't think anybody's getting through there. Certainly not the worms. And so anyway, I'll do 3 on each side. Did I put any at the end? No. I had 3 on each side, and then I will have him also make some holes. Sorry about the banging. 2 or 3 holes in the top. And I think that should be good. And that'll keep them for, I don't know, I would think I could pretty much keep them for a year in that. And they'll regulate themselves. I don't want to have worm bins everywhere. I don't have the house for it. And, you know, I'm not trying to sell worms. This has just been a fun project that, let's be honest, if I had a job and I was going to a job every day, I just wouldn't have the time to be doing this. But I'm retired, and so COVID has kept us all home and kept us much more, you know, we're not taking trips or traveling or visiting people. And so we're finding things to do at home. What nice things to do at home is to multiply your worms. So I will have, you know, maybe I'll start a new one. Maybe I'll get more cocoons from my can of worms, and I will start this all over again. Excuse me. And also, you know, you guys, oops, I'm sorry, you guys know I have these two, which I believe are red wigglers also. I've never seen anybody else that, you know, somebody asked me if it was potworms, and I think potworms are more white, and my worms are all pink, and they all have that, you know, they're a little clitella, and most of the adults that I've seen, or most of the worms that I've seen, that if I find any adults, they've got that signature yellow tail that says, "Hey, look at me. I'm a red wiggler, but I'm blind, so I have a yellow tail, and they call me a red wiggler." Go figure, you know. So anyway, I just thought I would keep anybody who was interested, you know, in starting something like this. I mean, this was less than 3 months later. 100 cocoons has turned into 193 worms that were pretty close to full size, most of them, and I still had some cocoons left. So we'll see if that 193 becomes even more. So garden what you've got. I hope you guys will stop back and see me again soon. I plan on doing the next step of this, which is to take the one that I started with I think I had 2 adults, and the rest were either wisp or some really tiny little babies. Anyway, on that note, I'll let you guys go. I hope everyone's having a great day and that you can get out and enjoy your backyard, whatever Mother Nature has to offer you. Take care now. Bye-bye.